Well, hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. I must say, it has been a minute since I had a sit-down video. The last sit-down focused on preparing for an interview with potential host family. Today's video is inspired and requested by Sweet Destiny. She wanted to know what are the things that one should consider when preparing and packing for their year abroad. Destiny, I hope that the following tips are helpful. Let's dive into it. Starting off with tip number 1, suppose that you are traveling to Europe. It is important for you to know which month you're traveling and which season of the year that month falls into. It will help you determine what to pack. And like my sister Fancy says, Google is your best friend. Generally, there are 4 seasons within the European culture. That is winter, spring, summer, and autumn. The month of December to February, that's when you have your cold, snowy winter cold season. The month of March to May, that is spring, whereby the bees are hopping from one flower to another. It's slightly becoming warmer, but sometimes a little bit cold. And the month of June to August, that is when you have your hot blazing summer and you would need to wear a little bit of SPF. September to November, that is when you have autumn, whereby the leaves are shedding their leaves, the air is moist, and it's a little bit rainy as well. Knowing this will help you to determine what clothes to bring along and not to bring along. Tip number 2, try to book your air ticket as soon as possible. This will help avoid purchasing expensive air tickets. The closer you are to your travel date, the more expensive the ticket will be. Now, if you are looking for a reliable travel consultant or agent within Namibia, an ex-colleague and a dear friend of mine, Ella Kamati, is willing and happy to help you find the best air ticket for your travel abroad. I will leave her details in the description box below. Please give her a call and get your ticket booked. Tip number 3, unless you have one already, no need to buy an expensive suitcase because you will not use it for probably a year or 2. Therefore, always go for something that is good and affordable. The 4th tip that I have for you is to bring along all your important original documents. This is your full birth certificate, your qualifications, your IDs, all that. Always bring them along. You will never know when you might need them, or possibly if you decide to continue au pairing to another country, they might require those documents and you might want to have them handy with you. Tip number 5, do not close your local bank account. Keep it open. You might need this for future savings from your year abroad. And also, once you have funds in your local bank account, it's easier to be able to provide for your family and sometimes even surprise them on days that they do not expect a cute little surprise from their sister who is abroad. Tip number 6 is ensure that you have enough mobile data on the setting of international roaming data. This is to ensure that you are still in communication with your host family when you leave your country of origin. Now, tip number 7 and 8 are really closely important. Get your hair braided. As I mentioned in my previous video, getting African textured hair braided within this Europe is very costly and it's not easy. So I would definitely advise you to get your hair braided, whether it's a beautiful cornrow, get some good rastas or locks. Just make sure that you have a hairstyle that is able to last you for at least a month and a half. That way you won't have to struggle or stress about getting your hair braided during your first arrival months. Tip number 8 is to bring 1 or 2 bottles of your favorite foundation. Again, finding the perfect matched foundation for your skin is very difficult, so I would advise you to bring along at least 2 bottles or just 1 bottle of your favorite foundation That way you don't have to stress about finding a shade that fits you best. Tip number 9 is do not bring a lot of cosmetics or toiletries. If anything, unless you have a very sensitive skin and you use particular products for your face, I would say definitely bring those along. You would want to bring your deodorant. You would want to bring 1 to 2 packets of pads. You would want to bring at least some panty liners and a bottle of perfume if you do wear any. And also, if you are comfortable enough, you can ask your host parents to provide you with shower gel and some body lotion as well. Believe me, it doesn't cost much and they can afford them. All you have to do is just ask them. Tip number 10 is that there is no need for you to bring extra adapters where you have to plug in your phone charger or whatsoever. Those are provided by your host family already, unless you have a particular one that you specially use for yourself and you'd like to bring it, of course, no problem. Or if not, no need to bring any. Tip number 11. Now, depending on the season that you're traveling, that I'm gonna mention right now is pretty essential for you to bring. Number 1, you would want to bring a good, comfy and warm coat or jacket. You would want to bring comfortable boots that are warm and suitable for the winter. You would want to bring a pair or 2 or 3 of tights or sweatpants, 4 pairs of socks, and you would also want to bring some sleepwear and at least 3 to 4 long sleeves. And if you want, you can bring along some winter hats, scarves, and gloves as well. On the same list, ensure that you grab 1 or 2 good jeans that fit you well and a few short sleeve t-shirts or tops or whatever you are comfortable in. You know, that jumpsuit, that little cute skirt, those pants or whatever it is, that the moment that you wear them, it is over for everyone. Where you look like a hot snatched, where you look so beautiful in, bring those as well. That 1 or 2 piece of item of clothing that you know that you can rock that no one else can, always bring that as well. And lastly, bring along your wigs. I feel like wearing wigs in Europe isn't so comfortable as you would in Namibia, but bring them along. When the season is cold, you want to have them tucked in and covered and protected with a beautiful wig as well. And lastly, number 12, do not bring a lot of open shoes, because a lot of people here do not wear open shoes. They wear open shoes during the summer season, and normally the weather here is mainly cold. So always bring 1 or 2 pairs of open shoes or sandals and probably a pair or 2 of good sneakers. A lot of people in Europe wear sneakers or closed shoes. Another point is you don't need to bring along huge handbags or backpacks, so you can decide or play around with that. Well, with that said, I would love to thank you for watching this video. Please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment if you have any question, and I'll be happy to answer. Until next time, au revoir.